Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth from Perfect Moms. We just had a presentation with Jessica from the West Island Therapy Center on childhood anxiety. So we're just going to give you a quick synopsis of what that presentation was. Here's Jessica.
Hi everyone. So we spoke a lot about anxiety. We had a really good discussion about it, and we spoke about how 1 in 8 children or adolescents have an anxiety disorder. It's the most common mental health representation. So that's something that we were talking about, and we had a really good discussion about the reasons why. I also discussed 5 anxiety disorders. So I have a list here. There's generalized anxiety disorder, which is the most common. Social anxiety disorder, which is afraid to be away from parents or afraid to sleep by yourself. Social phobia, which is afraid of going to school, afraid of talking to others, peers, and all that stuff. Panic disorder, which is sudden intense fear with potential panic attacks. And specific phobias like vomiting or going to the doctor or needles and stuff like that. So we spoke also about what you'll hear people say. So a lot of the times the kids say, I'm homesick, I'm worried, I'm stressed, I'm scared, I'm afraid that. So that's common phrases that kind of trigger some parents to say, oh, okay, why are you so worried about this? So we also spoke about characteristics common to anxiety disorder. So people who have always been sensitive, some kids who are very empathetic, also kids who are very sensitive to loud noises or loud lights, like bright lights or things like that, fireworks. So we spoke about that as well. Symptoms, change in baseline. So a change in something that's regular for them. So a change of eating, eating more, eating less, a change in sleeping, sleeping more or sleeping less is often a very, very important symptom. Also becoming shut down.
I'm just going to give her a cookie.
Sorry. She's very cute. Should I show everybody how cute? No, it's fine. Anyways. So we also spoken about being shut down, becoming upset, angry, outburst. Another symptom is she wants to be a part of the video.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. The joys of the mommy group.
You bring her into the frame. So
Exactly.
So another symptom is outburst, irritable, sadness, crying, difficulty concentrating. Those are all different symptoms. We also spoke about physiological symptoms as well. So that's a very, very important part, our physiological symptoms. So the fight or flight response. If somebody is feeling, let's say, upset to their stomach. There's so many different physiological symptoms. We all have them. For me, when I'm nervous or sad, it goes right to my stomach. So kids also have them. Headaches, sweaty palms, racing heart, all these things. That's when they know, okay, I have this, so I know that I need to do something about it. And that's where I teach the kids and the parents some coping strategies. So we spoke about square breathing. One thing, the only way to manage these physiological symptoms would be to do the square breathing. So we spoke about imagining a square, breathing in for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. That's something that calms down the breathing, and then therefore you'll have less physiological symptoms. There's also a great app called Rest Be Relax, and I was showing the girls how great it is because for younger kids, they're able to visualize the bubble, and it's a cue for them to breathe in when the bubble goes out and then breathe out when the bubble goes down. So that's really good. We spoke a lot about mindfulness and different apps. There's the Breathe app, and I think, Liz, you're going to post.
Well, that's it. There's a handout here that you guys probably can't see, but I'm going to be uploading this onto Perfect Moms so that you can kind of look at what the apps were that she recommends and exactly what the square breathing is and how it works. So you can definitely refer to that.
So the most important thing I want to say is that if you notice that your child is having these symptoms, it's very important to talk to your doctor or to speak to a mental health practitioner or go to counseling or therapy for your kid and ask those questions, because if you're not sure, it's really helpful to ask, especially if you have if you notice any of the symptoms that I had said before.
one of the things that we had also spoken about was if you are recognizing these things, you know, is there something that you can do at home specifically to, aside from just breathing, in order to prepare your child, let's say for, you were talking about free play, or you were talking about...
yeah, we were saying one of the common reasons why now sometimes people are just maybe not so much anxious but very nervous nowadays is because everything is very structured and there's a lot of demands on us, and a lot of demands on us as parents as well. I'm also a mom, and there's a lot of demands from everywhere, and so it's focusing more on the internal rather than the external. So focusing on coping strategies and all those things. And we also said free play, just free play and having some time just to be and relax. Not having every minute structured is very helpful for kids to manage some nervousness.
And I was asking about exactly what free play was, and if that was something where you had to actually be at home in order to do that, or if you could be in another setting. And I thought that that was a really interesting point, which is you can do it anywhere. It just doesn't have to, it just can't be a structured, you have to go here, you have to run this way, you have to run that way, you have to do this or that, which I thought was really great because you can have your child do free play anywhere, at a birthday party even.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just saying, she was asking about free play, and I said, oh, look, the babies were just hanging out here in their apparatuses or on a mat and all these things. And I said, yeah, right now this is free play. They're just relaxing, they're playing, they're discovering the world. And I feel like that's really important. So again, I want to stress that if you feel that your child is showing those symptoms, to speak to your doctor, speak to your pediatrician, or to speak to a therapist.
So if we want to get in touch with you, how exactly do we go about doing that?
Well, you can email me, jessica@westislandtherapycenter.com, and it's CENTRE.com, or you can call the West Island Therapy Center, 514-696-0948.
Thank you so much for coming today. I'm sorry I'm not in the video. I'm breastfeeding.
She's breastfeeding. I wasn't sure if you wanted to.
Yeah, no, not so much. So thank you so much. If you guys want to get in touch with her, the link is going to be in Perfect Moms. You can always access her. You can also do that in private. One of the things that I thought was really interesting that she said is if you go through the private sector of therapy, then you don't have to claim that to anybody. You don't have to let teachers know or anybody really know that your child has a diagnosis or has been seen by a therapist. I know that there's a stigma attached to mental illness or anxiety disorders or anything like that, so I think it's really important to know that you can get the help you need without it becoming a public, everyone's, you know, knowing about it. So.
But it's also helpful to tell people about it as well, so that you do get the services
Absolutely.
you need within schools and everything. But that's a whole other
Yeah,
discussion,
that's
I think.
a whole other
discussion.
day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thanks for being here, everybody, and see you at the next presentation.
Thank you for having
Jess.
me.